0-2 again, and a swing and a miss to get him. Romano strikes out Plawecki to pick up a 4-out save. And the Blue Jays beat the Red Sox again today by a score of 4-1 to run the winning streak to 5.
This was all about pitching and timely hitting this afternoon. It started with Alek Manoa, got it through 6 innings, 1 earned run, 1 mistake, no walks. Then Garcia, Simber, Romano finished it off. Some clutch hitting. Kirk with a big sacrifice fly. Teoscar Hernandez with a nice big base hit to get him an insurance run. They strung together 4 straight hits in the 3rd inning. John Schneider wins again. Blue Jays going for the sweep tomorrow afternoon here at Fenway Park.
And we look forward to bringing you the telecast of that game tomorrow afternoon. Again, the final, the Blue Jays 4 and the Red Sox 1. Time now for Blue Jays Central with Hazel and Joe.
Baseball action here on the network for you. We'll take you to Baltimore for the Yankees and the Orioles after our post-game show. But first, the Blue Jays offense not as productive on Saturday, but the result still the same for the Blue Jays. Let's take you to the highlights if you missed part of this, or if you just want to see it again. Alek Manoa coming off a scoreless outing in his All-Star debut. Bottom 2 scary moment for the Jays here. Manoa looks like he loses his footing, spikes that ball into the ground, looks a little shaken up after getting a visit from head athletic trainer Jose Menestral. He does stay in the game. Same at bat. Bobby Dahlbeck with home run number 8 is over the Green Monster. A solo shot, and the Red Sox are on the board 1-0. And after the inning, Manoa heads down to the tunnel to get checked out. Top of 3, Toronto with the hit and run. Santiago Espinal executes. Here comes Matt Chapman scoring all the way from first, and we're tied at 1. 2 batters later, 2 on for George Springer. Base hit, 1 more run scores. The 4th straight hit for the Blue Jays. Toronto on top now 2-1. Bottom 3, Manoa is back. Great news. Jays now up 3-1. Xander Bogaerts with a deep fly ball, but don't you worry. George Springer tracks it, leaps, and makes the catch at the wall to end the inning. Bottom 6, Manoa gets Franchy Cordero swinging at a slider. You think he's fired up? Oh, yes, he is. Cordero gives him the old stare down. Manoa tells him maybe he should relax. Sort of. Next batter, he freezes Dahlbeck with a fastball to end the frame, and a little more messaging, I guess we could call it, there in the Red Sox dugout. Kevin Biggio helping things out. John Schneider encouraging the young starter there that he has his back. Manoa strikes out 7. Gives up just 1 earned run over 6 innings of work. Blue Jays win this one 4-1. Let's send it over to Arash, who's standing by with the Blue Jays closer.
Jordan, you came back from the break and you said every game is now crunch time. What did you learn about this team through the first 2 games coming out of the break with the urgency now up?
I mean, the boys are ready to go. You know, you saw it yesterday, you saw it today. We're playing good ball like we should, and, you know, every game, you know, means a lot now, and we're treating it as such.
Let's go back to the 8th inning. I thought the game really hung in the balance with Simber. Cordero's up at the plate, 2 on, 1 out. He's able to get the punch out there. From your vantage point, what'd you see from your boy?
Yeah, that was huge. You know, pitching here is never easy once the crowd gets going, and calming himself down. That was a huge out there. And then, you know, I came in, got the next guy. Simber would have gotten him as well, but, you know, I took that guy, and, yeah, just kind of finished it off.
What are you learning about finishing and closing out a 4-out outing?
Yeah, you know, I mean, every save's different, you know. Some days you feel confident, some days not as much, but I just go out there and try to make pitches, and for as long as I can. If that's 2 innings, 1 inning, 1 out, doesn't matter.
It's been a wild week, man. A lot's gone on over the last 7 or 8 days, from a hat giveaway to your sister throwing out the pitch to going to the All-Star game, rubbing shoulders with some of the game's best. And you had a chance to visit with some other closers. What were you able to kind of pick their brain about that you think can help you moving forward?
You know what? I was just talking to the guys, and, you know, it was nice to hear everyone kind of has the same emotions. You know, big games, sometimes the nerves can get there, but we just talked about controlling them a little bit, how to go over hitters, different guys. So it was just cool learning from guys that have an interesting job like mine.
Interesting indeed. 4 up, 4 down, mission accomplished. Jordan, thanks.
Thanks, Rush.
Thank you, Rash. Thank you, Jordan. Romano with save number 21 on the season. Alek Manoa with win number 11. And, Joe, you like the way he used his changeup in this ballgame, particularly to both lefties and righties.
Well, that's why we addressed it on Blue Jay Central. It's a pitch that he's becoming more and more comfortable with. It's not something that he uses a ton, but he'll use it predominantly against lefties. We saw a couple against righties, but it's been a third weapon for him against left-handed batters, and it worked very well today. There's a changeup to get the hitter off balance. It's 1-2, but you know what that does? Sets up the heater. It's only 93, but it probably looked about 98 to the hitter. But these are those changeups, and he located them all very well to the left-hand batters today at Fenway Park. Look at the location of all these pitches. They're generally on the outer part of the plate, oftentimes down in the zone. But when you can do this with your off-speed pitch, you can get a lot of easy outs. Now, that's a 2-2 count, but you'll see Manoa use that pitch a lot. 1-1. Get early resolution to these at-bats. And when it's against left-handed batters, those are the guys that have been a thorn in Manoa's side this season. So if he can continue to get better and get some easy outs on pitches like that, that's going to help him navigate lineups. He's already a star, but that's just that final piece that if he can handle left-handers very well, and we know there's some darn good left-handers in this game. He shows a little emotion at times. We know Alec pretty well by now, but it got pretty heated. And it looked like he was battling all day. They kept talking about what a hot day it was. Schneids is going to put his arm around him and probably give him a little talking to right there. I think the only issue there that I had with Alec was that when he got that final out, he stared right into the Red Sox dugout, pounded his chest. I don't know what John Schneider talked to him about, but I know if I'm the manager, that's probably what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just, hey, I love the fire. I love the emotion. We all love you, Alec. We love you play the way you play the game and your passion, but let's stay out of their dugout. You are beating up a team right now that is really hurting. So just go ahead and keep beating them up and finish tomorrow.
And when John Schneider took over the reins of the Blue Jays, he told us that he, as a manager, was going to be a lot more aggressive. And we saw that in the third inning with that hit and run. And we saw that, Joe, in the way he handled the bullpen.
He certainly is. We're seeing this more and more. Now, Schneid said that when he came aboard, and a lot of managers will say that we're going to play aggressive, we're going to do all these things, but he's backing it up. They're doing a lot of things. We even saw it with Zimmer stolen base late in that ball game as a pinch runner. But with this bullpen, yeah, they had to go to Romano early, but he was ready. Jimmy Garcia was rested and pretty sharp right here. So it looked good getting through that seventh inning with a couple of punch-outs. Generally, when Garcia is rested, the fastball is pretty good, and he's pretty sharp. So that's nice to nurse that 3-1 lead and get it on to the eighth. This was the unfortunate one. Simber, a walk and a hit batter, and this is pretty uncharacteristic of Adam. A rough day, first day back, but when guys don't pitch in a long time, you're never sure what to expect. So Schneider is forced to go to Romano early, and we just have not seen a lot of this. Jordan Romano coming in, getting more than 3 outs, and he looks like he's more than ready. Now, not getting into the All-Star game, I thought earlier this week, maybe this can help the Blue Jays, though. And I think it did today because he was rested, ready, refreshed. And I think even just talking to Arash right there, it's almost as though the fire was still in his eyes. I think he could have gotten another inning today, Hazel.
All right, let's check in on the Seattle Mariners, who are in the thick of that wild card race as well. They were hosting the Astros earlier this afternoon. Top of 4 with 2 away. Kyle Tucker doubles. Yordan Alvarez will score all the way from first, and it's a 1-0 Houston lead at that point. Next batter, Yuli Gurriel with a double. Tucker will play back-to-back doubles, and that's why the Astros have a 2-0 lead. Home half of the 7th now. Carlos Santana takes Manoa's BFF, Justin Verlander, deep and gone. A solo blast cuts the lead to 1. Later in the frame, bases loaded, 2 away. Verlander does what Verlander. Oh, and look at him.
Fired up.
Making like a Manoa. Very demonstrative on the mound. It'll be Ross Stripling, as you see, a 3-1 final for Houston. Ross Stripling will take the mound as the series finale wraps up in Fenway. He'll help the Blue Jays go for the sweep. And Joe and I will return to get you teed up for this one at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific time. As promised, to Camden Yards there.